If you take heart medication in the morning and follow it with a glass of fresh orange juice or a banana, thinking you're making a healthy choice, this message is for you, because what if I told you that 5 of the most common fruits, yes, the ones praised for their vitamins and fiber, could quietly interfere with your medication and raise your risk of stroke? No chest pain, no warning signs, just a slight dizziness or a moment of forgetfulness that suddenly turns into something much more serious. Every week in my clinic, I meet seniors who follow their doctor's orders, take their pills on time, and still end up in the ER, all because of a simple breakfast habit they never thought twice about. You may believe you're doing everything right, but sometimes it's the foods we trust the most that do the most silent harm, especially after 60. In this video, I'll walk you through the 5 fruits that may be sabotaging your medication, your heart rhythm, and your safety, and how to eat smart without giving them up entirely. Hi, I'm Dr. Lily Anderson, a cardiologist with over 18 years of experience helping older adults protect their hearts, their circulation, and their independence. Over the years, I've seen hundreds of seniors doing everything they're told, taking their medications faithfully, walking daily, avoiding fast food, and still suffering strokes, heart rhythm issues, or dangerous side effects they never saw coming. What most of them had in common? They were combining life-saving medications with healthy fruits that quietly interfered with how those drugs worked in their body. Not because they were careless, because no one ever told them. That's why I made this video, to shine a gentle light on the 5 fruits that can disrupt your heart medications, increase clotting or bleeding risk, and quietly raise your stroke risk if you're over 60. And more importantly, how to enjoy fruit safely with the right timing, portions, and pairings. Let's get into it. 1. Grapefruit. The silent disruptor grapefruit is often seen as the queen of breakfast fruits, tangy, refreshing, loaded with vitamin C. But for anyone taking heart medications, especially statins, calcium channel blockers, or blood thinners, grapefruit can become a dangerous mix. Why? Because it contains compounds called furanocoumarins that block your liver from breaking down medications properly. Instead of clearing the drugs gently, your body starts holding onto them, increasing their levels in your bloodstream. That can lead to excessively low blood pressure, muscle damage, or even arrhythmias, without any obvious symptoms at first. If you take medications for cholesterol or blood pressure, avoid grapefruit entirely unless your doctor says otherwise. Even half a grapefruit can interfere for up to 72 hours. 2. Bananas. Too much potassium. Too fast bananas are soft, sweet, and full of potassium. Great for muscle function, right? But if you take ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or diuretics, water pills, your body may already be holding on to more potassium than it should. That extra banana can push potassium levels too high, leading to irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, or in worst cases, sudden cardiac events. Especially after 60, when kidney function naturally declines, potassium builds up faster. If you're on these medications, stick to half a banana, eat it in the morning, and always pair it with protein, like nuts or yogurt to slow absorption. 3. Oranges. Not always heart-friendly. Oranges feel safe. A glass of orange juice in the morning sounds like the healthiest ritual on earth. But many seniors don't know that orange juice, and especially Seville oranges, can affect how your body breaks down statins and blood pressure medications, similar to grapefruit. The problem isn't just the sugar spike, it's how citrus chemicals interfere with your liver's detox system, making your medications too strong, or not strong enough. If you love citrus, enjoy a small slice or squeeze, not a full glass, and always take medications with water, not juice. 4. Pineapple, the unexpected blood thinner. Pineapple contains bromelain, a natural enzyme that helps with digestion. But bromelain also affects platelet function, meaning it can thin your blood further, especially if you're already on aspirin or anticoagulants. That may increase your risk of bruising, nosebleeds, or in serious cases, internal bleeding or brain hemorrhage. It's not that pineapple is bad, but if you take blood thinners, don't eat it at night and never combine it with other blood-thinning foods unless cleared by your doctor. 5. Watermelon, a diuretic in disguise. Watermelon is over 90% water. Sounds hydrating, right? Ironically, watermelon can act as a natural diuretic, making you urinate more. If you're on water pills or have borderline low blood pressure, this can dehydrate you overnight, thicken your blood, and raise your stroke risk, especially during sleep. One patient of mine loved his watermelon slices before bed, but after a series of dizzy spells and a minor stroke, we found the culprit: late-night dehydration and medication mix. If you enjoy watermelon, eat it earlier in the day and always balance it with a pinch of salt or electrolytes to stay safely hydrated. Coming up next, I'll share the real-life story of a patient who followed all the healthy rules and still ended up in the ER because of one innocent fruit. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Mr. Elmer Bryant, 79 years old, a retired bus driver from Georgia. Elmer was one of the most disciplined patients I'd ever met. He took his heart medication every morning at 6:30 a.m. sharp. He walked around the block twice a day. He cut back on red meat. And he started each day with a tall glass of fresh squeezed orange juice, his sunshine in a glass, as he called it. It was a routine he'd followed for years, proud to be doing everything right. But then, one morning, he stood up from his recliner and collapsed. He couldn't speak clearly. His right hand wouldn't move. His wife rushed him to the ER. The scan revealed a mild ischemic stroke. His labs? Even more surprising. His blood pressure had dropped dangerously low. His medication levels were abnormally high, despite taking the correct dosage. It wasn't the pills that were the problem. It was the orange juice. The natural compound in citrus, furanocoumarin, had been quietly blocking Elmer's liver from processing his medication. Day after day, the drugs built up until his system couldn't regulate anymore. One sip at a time, a silent storm was forming. When I explained it to him, he looked heartbroken. "I thought I was doing everything right," he whispered. And he was, by old standards, but not by the rules of an aging body on medication. Elmer recovered, thankfully, but he now starts his mornings with water and a small green apple. His smile is back, and so is his balance. Next, let's break down the science behind these interactions and why your body after 60 plays by a whole new set of rules. As we age, our body doesn't process food or medication the same way it did at 30 or 40. Let's start with the liver, your body's natural detox lab. This is where most medications are broken down and prepared for safe elimination. But certain fruits, especially grapefruit and oranges, contain natural compounds like furanocoumarins, which block a key enzyme called CYP3A4 in the liver. Think of that enzyme like a traffic officer, helping drugs flow smoothly through your system. When it's blocked, medications accumulate, becoming stronger, sometimes dangerously so. Now add in the kidneys, which naturally slow down with age. If you're taking blood pressure pills or ACE inhibitors, your kidneys may already be working harder to maintain fluid and electrolyte balance. Eat a banana or two, loaded with potassium, and your body may not be able to filter it out fast enough. Result? High potassium in the blood, irregular heartbeats, and risk of sudden cardiac stress. And then there's bromelain, found in pineapple. It's an enzyme that helps digest protein, but also affects how your blood clots. When combined with medications like aspirin or warfarin, it can thin your blood too much, increasing the risk of internal bleeding. Even watermelon, while refreshing, acts like a natural diuretic. If you're already taking water pills, this extra fluid loss can lead to dehydration, thickened blood, and elevated risk of clotting, especially overnight, when your body slows circulation naturally. In younger adults, the body has enough flexibility to handle these interactions. But after 60, your margin for error shrinks. That's why even a fruit, something seemingly harmless, can tip the balance when mixed with medication. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up fruit. You just need to understand your body, your meds, and your timing. And that's what we'll explore in the next part. How small, smart changes can protect your heart and brain, starting today. If you've been eating fruit your whole life and never had a problem, if you've been taking your medications faithfully and doing your best to stay healthy, and now you're wondering, was I doing it wrong all this time? Let me tell you, you haven't failed. You simply weren't told that your body after 60 plays by different rules. This isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. Because once you know better, you can choose better. Without fear, without shame. You don't need to throw out your fruit bowl. You don't need to live in fear of every bite. What you need is just a few small, powerful shifts. Switch that morning orange juice for water with a splash of lemon. Have that banana and eat it with yogurt or a handful of almonds. Move pineapple to lunch, not bedtime. Enjoy watermelon early with a pinch of salt for balance. These tiny adjustments don't take away joy. They give it back with clarity, control, and confidence. Because after 60, every choice you make isn't just about living longer. It's about living sharper, more present, more you. Your body hasn't betrayed you. It's simply asking you to listen a little more closely now. And that small act of listening could be the very thing that keeps your balance, your memory, and your independence right where they belong, with you. If this message spoke to you, even just one part, I'd love to know. Drop a 1 in the comments if you learned something today, or share what fruit you've been eating each morning and how you might adjust it after watching this. You never know. Your comment could be the reason someone else avoids a stroke. And if you think someone you love, your spouse, a neighbor, a friend at church, might be unknowingly mixing the wrong foods with their medications, please share this video, because we're not just trading fruit facts here. We're sharing tools that protect memories, movement, and the little joys of daily life. And if you'd like to keep learning how to eat wisely, stay sharp, and protect your brain as you age, hit that subscribe button. This channel is made just for you. You've come this far. You've shown up. And that already means more than you know. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. In thee.